I am Nezel Lauta, and I am going to discuss about biodiversity and healthy society. Our planet Earth shares trillions of varied pieces. The different species of our plants and animals and the places they live is called biodiversity. Altogether, they give us all our needs in our life, like food, clear drinking water, crisp air, medicines, and provide us homes. Biodiversity also is like a safety net. The impact of biodiversity on human life. The human species is just one of Earth's 1.9 million living life forms. It has arisen by the same mechanisms as other species. It has the same physical requirements as other similar species. It is dependent for its survival on its successful interaction with Earth's plant and animal species. Ultimately, it is subject to the same limitations to growth as any other species. Human population. Growth has arisen at a very rapid rate over the past centuries. In many less developed areas of the world, human population has grown faster than the food supply, causing widespread famine that threatens to eliminate large portions of the populations. Poverty and hunger in these areas had led to the resurgence of diseases that have been all but eradicated in the world's developed nations. These same conditions have forced some people to abandon their homes in search of foods and to be exposed to the elements, further reducing their ability to survive. Population and destruction in our environment. Technological and industrial processes have led the production of chemicals and byproducts that are harmful or toxic to living things. Such toxic chemicals have contributed to our global environmental pollution. Examples of pollutants include acidic ions, pesticides, when they are released into the environment. These pollutants contaminate water, air, and soil and make survival of natural species difficult or impossible. To that extent, humans are exposed to these pollutants and we are also subject to their toxic effects. Destruction of habitat. Humans have used their technologies to remove trees and other plant life from wide areas of their natural habitat for the purpose of creating agricultural lands, industrial zones, roadways, or residential and commercial developments. Humans have drained field or commercial developments Humans have drained field or redirected wetlands, ponds, streams, and other natural water habitats for these some purposes. Collectively known as habitat destructions, these activities have had the effect of displacing plants and animal species important to the maintenance of a balanced ecosystem. Exploitation of animals and plants. Humans who have great desire to possess exotic animals and plants of their products have been enabled by modern transportation, communication, and economic technologies. This resulted in the exploitation for exotic species of primates such as monkey, cats, birds, such as parrots and other pets. Some animals are killed for their horns, elephant for the tusk, tigers and other species of their pelts. Each species loss has impacted its ecosystem in a negative way. Each exploited species is to one degree or another in danger of extinction because of this exploitation. Signs of environmental contamination. Many warning signs exist indicate that a dangerous disequilibrium is being created in our ecosystem. Some researchers suspect that toxic chemicals byproduct have metals, pesticides, hormones, pharmaceuticals, and other contaminants are responsible for an increased frequency in the formation of illness, death of nature populations worldwide. Examples: reproductive cycle disruption in birds as a result of high concentrations of DDT and other pesticides. Deaths and population declines of birds and fish linked to contamination from oil spills. Death and disorientation of marine mammals. And contaminated water. In our own species, adverse health effects linked to chemical exposure are increasingly prevalent among infancy and clearly childhood. These are periods of vulnerability to environment pollution because they spend more energy, require more food, water, and oxygen per unit of mass than adults. Hence, young children are likely to take in and store more toxic chemicals than adults. Consumption of energy. Worldwide industrialization has brought an increased demand for use of energy resources. It brought positive and negative effects on human and ecosystems. The world industrialized nations have used tremendous quantity of energy to fuel their business. Countries like United States and England have long been the major consumers of energy. China formerly a light user of energy to operate its growing economy. Last, fossils for fuels. Fossil fuels are commonly used as an energy source in industrial processes for the past 200 years. Include naturally occurring materials such as oil, coal, and natural gas. These fuels are obtained from underground deposits formed years ago by biological and geological processes. And these fossil fuels are not being replenished. The chemical byproducts fossil fuel combustion are released into the atmosphere and contribute to the worldwide air pollution as well as a phenomenon known as precipitation or acid rain.